I'm on. I'm all alone here. Who the fuck are you? Oh my God, you see this? I almost said big dumb bastard. We gotta let that go. My bad, man. Tyler does not have a 75 IQ. Actually, we do not know that for sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and say he does not.
It's at least 80.
He's a very smart fella. I mean, come on, dude. You hear the shit he spits on this show.
Straight fire. It's weird. It's weird.
Go ahead.
It's
dude.
weird.
Go ahead.
It's weird, just me and you.
It is, man.
I really miss Rodney and Josh.
And Alec Kabosh.
Yeah, I miss Josh too. But don't tell him. Hopefully he won't watch this. Don't tell Josh I miss him.
Oh, me, man.
All right, let's go. Banner Buddy. Who is it?
Banner Buddy. We didn't even say welcome to Box
Office Banner.
Hit him with it. Hey, you know you do the opening, dude.
Welcome to Box Office Banner. Are you?
You deserve it. You've earned it.
Are you?
Banner-holics.
Banner-holics. We. This is why I don't do it. I can't think of a funny name to call them.
You just say, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Box Office Banner. And, of course, this is episode
49.
I want to say 22.
22.
Don't call me on it, guys. I want to say episode 22. And, of course, we are covering Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Is that what it's called?
Hereditary.
I think I was kind of dragging it
It's
out.
a horror
too much.
movie.
It is. That's a fact. I thought it was a comedy. But, of course, we are not joined by... And, of course, that is the nickname for Rosh and Jodney. And they are not with us.
They'll be back next week, hopefully.
Yeah, we've been one man down before, but never two. So this ought to be interesting.
Well, you got the two best-looking people
Dude,
now,
I'm telling you. Like I did my shower.
All right, who's the Banner Buddy?
The Banner Buddy? Do you really want to know the Banner Buddy?
I want to know.
I was going to give a fun fact real quick before the Banner Buddy, though.
Okay.
Here's the thing. When I first was envisioning this, I was doing do-back sports with Josh. Josh, I don't want to say non-factor because obviously Josh is a factor. We love him. Rodney, I wasn't sure if he's going to pull his head out of his ass and be able to show up here every week. Obviously, he has a good reason for not being here this week. But Tyler was the guy. I was like, hey, Tyler, can you just, come and be like our little mediator, gives us the question on the sports show? And he was like, no, motherfucker. All I'm trying to do is movie talk. You know this, bitch. And I got off the phone, dude. He's very intimidating. Even more intimidating on the phone, believe it or not. But we always kind of thought it was going to be this at one point. So you might be seeing what Box Office Banner was originally going to be today.
We've talked about it for years.
Years.
So many years.
All kinds of years,
and
son.
It's finally happening right now. We should just
they
do it with
go.
that. Yeah, we got to get rid of it.
Dude, how about the knee room, dude? I can do like butterfly moves and shit with my legs.
Fantastic. All right, we got to start.
It's amazing. He's got his 2-liter. I got my 1-liter of Voodoo Ranger.
It's a 1.25 liter. Don't say it's a 2-liter. I don't want people
so
think
close,
I'm crazy.
Though, dude. It's so close. Anyways, dog, Box Office Banter, Buddy of the Week. Who that be? That's got to go out to my mom, and I guess Kelly, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all got the joint Facebook thing going on, and I have no idea who's doing what. I assume it's mainly my mom just because it's my mom, but I know Kelly, he's a hell of a guy, and he's ready to reach out to. So I'm just going to we're going to give away 2 Banner Buddies, which is weird because we were talking about how we only give 1 vote per poll that we're doing. But this is a complicated one because I've seen them vote twice, and I'm like, is that yeah, what do you do there, right?
It's 1 account, though.
Yeah, it's 1 account, but it's the account of 2 people. But they, of course, have just been killing it. I don't know any other way to put it.
Yeah, sharing pictures, commenting on everything.
Oh my God! Even after people join, whoever's doing it, I think it's my mom. It's like, thank you so and so for joining. They give them like a shout out every time someone joins. Like,
that's what you gotta do, guys, if you want to be Banter Buddy.
Yeah, if you
we
want to
really
be
appreciate all of our Banter Buddies.
Upper echelon, though, dude. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. And they even helped me out with this couch right here, dude. This casting couch I have over here. It's beautiful. It complements the room well. But without further ado, I would do a drum well, but I'm not good at that. With
that was terrible.
What is that? Close enough, sir. Why don't you lead us in, bro?
Okay, the ending of this movie.
Okay, you're jumping out.
Oh, okay. Right, the beginning of this movie. Son. The whole miniature playhouse zooming in. I loved it, and
amazing.
It's so great. They zoom in on this. It looks like a dollhouse.
Yeah, and
it turns out that it's the actual kid's room that they're in, and it's just slow. You get so anxious with the music. It's very unsettling.
And why is it so tense? Why is it though? When you're watching it, you're like, why is this working so well? It's just let's slowly pan in on like a little toy house. I feel like this is the secret of this movie. The entire movie is just like,
dude, the whole every time like they show a room,
pans.
It's like wide angled, so it looks like you're looking into a dollhouse.
Yes,
it's shot beautifully.
It's unreal, dude. Ari Aster has that knack for it, but it seems like every single scene starts with him like this, and the camera is just slowly, and then when it comes to fruition at the very end, it's like cut. All right, start over. Cut. He'll speed it up depending on how long the scene is. It's amazing, dude. And I'm gonna come out the gates and say it, man. How off-putting is Charlie? Just in general, dude. Before you even see everything, just how off-putting. Just her face. I hate to make fun of that actress. I don't
make fun of, like,
you don't want to do it, but there's something about her.
They made her look worse in the movie.
I don't know that to be a fact, though.
It is true. I looked up pictures.
Does
of her.
it
I was like,
really?
She really look
because
like
she just
that?
looks naturally like that.
No, I mean they made her look a lot worse than what she. And that's weird. Me talking about like a 13-year-old kid like that.
What is she?
Like, they made her look a lot better. Like I don't know.
No. I see what you're saying. I was like, I mean, if a kid's ugly, a kid's ugly. You start saying a kid's cute, that's where we started getting fishy waters. But I got exactly what you meant. I know exactly what you meant. This dude, the greatest. Anyways, the tongue noise. My God, dude. I could do that. Why?
Fucking weird.
Dude, mine's better than yours.
I got a bigger than you.
Oh!
Dude, burning them with his dick jokes.
It hurts because it's true, dude. The boys' locker room.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I mean, Toni Collette, man. She's clearly going off the rails a bit here, trying to keep it together.
Her mother passes away.
Yes, and they weren't even close. They weren't.
They fought. Had a very estranged relationship. Mm-hmm. But whenever the mom, it's in the beginning when the mom is in that room, and she sees the ghost of her mom.
That's scary as shit, is it not?
It's just standing there, like staring at her.
Oh my God!
I wrote "fuck that" in my notes.
It's all you have down.
It's so
unbelievable,
creepy.
dude.
And then that shows the kids are at school, and what's the girl's name again? Charlie.
Dude, the music
is just drawn and stuff, and then that bird comes in,
Goodbye.
Boom, hits the window, and everyone's like up, and she's just all weird about it. She's just like looking over it, and then like school's out, and she goes and finds the bird, and she cuts the head off the dead bird. Like, what kind of? This is a very strange girl, and it kind of symbolizes what happens in a little bit later in the movie.
Dude, did you pick up on, dude? I feel like the sound quality, especially when you watch it. I mean, I know you got a nice TV. This, honestly, I know we take digs at each other. I'm not taking a dig at you here. I know you don't have a 4K player and all that shit.
No, dude, I looked them up on Amazon. They're expensive.
They are.
Because I need an all-region one, too.
Yeah. Now,
like
see,
$300.
I don't really worry about that as much. My all-region player is just Blu-ray. But Point is when you get that advanced, Blu-ray 4K sound
Wait,
quality.
does 4K have Blu-rays with them?
Yes. Every 4K movie
so I'll just
you buy.
get an all-region player.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Proceed.
Yeah. I literally have not came across one 4K movie that doesn't come with a Blu-ray. Okay. So put that out there. But dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I completely lost my fucking thought.
What about? Well, after she cuts,
we talked about that
she
bullshit.
cuts the dead bird's heads off, she
it was
looks,
the music. That's what it was.
and then she looks and she sees. I think it's the grandma across the street. Was it the grandma just staring again? And you're just like,
what is
it's gonna
this?
be one of these creepy movies where you see the ghost and they're just staring at you, and it's not jump scares.
No, and that's what's so great about it, because every movie these days goes for the cheap jump scare, because they know it'll get people, ooh, fuck that, build it up, keep the fucking tension rolling. And that's what I was gonna say when I went on that tangent. We went on that tangent, whatever. Is when you get, because I didn't notice it at first. I got a nicer TV. I'm watching it on 4K. If you watched it in the theater, there's music playing during the classroom scenes with the Peter, the son.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
It's not like playing loud though. Like if you weren't paying close attention, you wouldn't even hear it. It's just like
that humming, dude. That's what gets your anxiety.
Yeah, it's
going.
just fucking. It's like a doom.
It's
doom,
a weird
doom,
like
doom doom doom. It's just building.
It's like a weird movie trick that they do. If you hear that humming, that's anxious. You're getting anxiety.
Yes.
You're having, your anxiety is going through the roof during that scene.
And it's just perfectly executed, because it's like you wouldn't even notice it's there. It's almost like just loud enough for you not to hear it, but for it to leak into your subconscious to start fucking with you. And Astor, dude, master at his craft in that. And, go ahead.
Oh.
You go ahead, sir.
I like, Annie's doing her best.
She's trying, dude.
Her family life, her mom just died, and then she's going to these grief meetings for people who just lost.
That's where I was going anyways. Perfect.
People who just lost their loved ones. And she gets in there. She doesn't really want to talk. And they're like, come on, everyone opens up. It's good for you to open up about these things. And she just goes on a spill. And it's amazing.
Yeah, and you notice, not notice, but you realize exactly in that point in time, kind of like what we were talking about before, that this is why she's so upset about it. Because you're kind of like, she didn't even like her mom anyways, what was going on? And you realize they take down the layers of why she is
There's
that
so many
upset.
layers to this movie.
Dude, layers after layers after layers. I mean, she realizes that she feels at fault for a lot of shit. And even though she can get it out through these meetings, she can't get it out properly to the person she really wanted to convey that to, her, mother. And, of course, she feels terrible because, as she said, she felt like, I think that's the wording she used, that her mother, like, really sunk her teeth into Charlie.
Yeah, that's why I think Charlie's so weird.
Oh, 100%. And I've got a question to ask you at the end of this, so I hope you are ready, dude.
I put the mom, Annie, and her son, Peter, their relationship is just, it's strange. It's just, they're distant. They're not on the same page. It's like they're walking around on eggshells around each other.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 100%, dude. And I love that they chose to make them kind of more like a normal family. Not your old, like, happy-go-lucky. Like, and now we're broken up. Like, no, we were already a little disjointed, and this only fucking added gasoline on the fire, dude. And I gotta tell you, man, this movie, it wastes zero time in letting you know it's building to something absolutely horrible. You can feel it in the tone. You can feel it in your bones. That rhymed, unintentional. And you do, dude. You don't know what it is, but you know it's coming, and you know it's going to be bad.
Well, here's the start to it. The mom, or the son, Peter, wants to go to a little school cookout. And the mom, this is where you can really tell that they're having problems with the mom, between the mom and the son. And the mom's like, well, are you going to take Charlie? And he's like, he don't want to. No one wants to take their little sibling to a college or a high school party. And
No.
she's
Not a single soul.
He's like, does she want to go? And the mom's like, have you asked her? And he's like, all right, I'll go ask her. So they end up Peter takes Charlie to the high school party. And
How
at the
awkward
party,
is that anyways?
Yeah, and at the party, Peter wants to smoke with this girl he likes. So he's telling Charlie, go over there,
Everyone
have some
would.
cake. They have some cake, like trying to trick, like how you trick your little siblings. Like I would tell my brother, like, go give me a Coke. I'll time you.
Yeah.
To trick him. He's like, go get a piece of cake.
But don't be too fast.
She's like, it's not for me. She's like, it's a party. It's for everyone. Just go up to them and they'll give you a piece of cake. So she's eating the cake. Peter's in the room. They're smoking weed, and then Charlie. I thought she was having like an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
I think that might be what.
No, that's what it was.
It was?
They talked about the peanuts, and then as soon as they go to the party, it shows the girl going chop, 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 chop,
Okay,
chop, chop
yeah,
on the
that's
cutting
what I
board. So you knew you're like, where is this fucking going? And of course,
Yeah, she starts not being able to breathe, and she goes get some Peter.
yeah.
And
You're smoking too. You know that had to add to his stress. Times
you're
10.
freaking
You're like,
out.
what's wrong? Like, she's like, I can't breathe, and it's like, what do you mean? It's like my throat's getting bigger. And the
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's the music kicks in. He's just fucking running with her, dude.
Yeah, puts her in the back of the car, and then she starts freaking out because she can't breathe. It's like a pure panic attack. Like,
Oh my god.
freaking out so bad. I can't imagine.
Yeah, and
that.
I'm not, foolproof for this kind of shit. We've had this conversation before. Like, I understand that feeling. Like, roll down the window, get some fresh air, like, make everything a little bit better. But to be like, I got to stick my whole fucking body and head out the window, though, like that took it to a new level. And of course, what happened, Tyler?
Peter was driving. Charlie had her head out the window trying to get air, which you think worked. And Peter sees a deer on the road, so he swerves. And when he swerves, he kind of loses control.
She had her own.
And then a telephone pole comes out of nowhere, just takes Charlie's head clean off.
Dude.
And he pulls over, and then it just shows his face, and he knows what happened. He looks up at the rearview mirror, and then looks back down because he doesn't want to see what he just did. And then you can see the look on his face, like
Done.
like it's over. Like what's he gonna do now?
Yeah,
He's
what do I
confused,
do?
scared,
Shock.
sad, shocked.
Complete
Exactly.
shock.
He goes home and just goes in his room, lays down, but he doesn't sleep. He stays up the whole night. And then he hears his mom saying, I'm going to go to the store. I'll be back.
Dude.
And she goes downstairs to the car, and she sees the body in the car. Could you imagine?
Dude, and I couldn't. And not to go back just an inkling, but when I first saw this, when I saw Peter's reaction, I'm like, he just takes the body home and goes to sleep.
Exactly.
But when you rewatch it, you're just like, dude, I don't know if that's not what I would have done. Somebody you love that much, and to be like just in that layer of shock. It's not really him operating in that moment, just somebody you care that much about. To have something that just like, not the fact that like you're already in shock if like somebody that close to you dies, but you also have the layer of like, I'm gonna get so fucking in trouble, which is near more towards the back of your mind because you care more about your sister than that. But then on top of that, dude, just the shock of like how it happened, like just did that really just happen? My sister's dead. Like I could almost see you just like sitting there and like, I really don't know what to do. My brain's not working. I'm just going to go to sleep. And then you just fucking lay there. Like, your mind never recovers. You're just in a blank stare like, I'm fucking fucked right now. Like, my whole life's turned around, and you don't know what to do. So you just don't do anything. That's the ultimate thing. You hear people say that all the time. Just like, like when you have chores or something, or when you're a kid, or you have shit you got to do when you're an adult, you're always like, you didn't know where to even begin, so you end up just doing nothing. That's like the ultimate like showing of that. And if I've ever seen a particular scene where it would justify doing nothing, obviously parents aside, don't know his circumstances, that really takes the cake for that, dude. just the combination of those three themes of him just not knowing what to do, he's going to get in trouble, how horrible he felt for his sister, and really for, like, are you fucking kidding me? That just happened? This is reality?
The whole... And then the relationship between the mom and the son.
And the crying. I got to go back to that real quick before we move on. The wailing and screaming.
So good. She's such
Toni
a great
Collette
actress.
did in that scene.
She should have gotten an Oscar.
It was fucking unreal. Where she, like Gabriel Byrne's character, the dad, he's just fucking holding her up. He's like, I just want to die.
Yeah.
Like, I am that scene every time hits me. And I love how it kind of slowly goes by the room. It's that pan shot. They just turned it sideways this time. It's the same pan shot, but this time they brought it sideways. So you hear it, you see it,
to everything.
And then you see him, and what do you do in his situation? Good fucking God, dude.
I mean,
this movie strikes
He feels so responsible for it, and then the mom and the son, their relationship is just pretty much fucked after that. I mean...
Dude, it's done. What do you do?
She blames him. He blames her for making him invite her and all this stuff. And then Annie's her name. Annie goes back to the grief.
Annie, are you okay? I was wondering. I really
Annie,
was.
Are you okay? And then Annie goes back to that grief counseling meeting, and she doesn't want to go in, and she runs into Joanne.
Yeah, Joan. Cool stuff.
Dude, I was reading the subtitles.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about, too, for one, piggybacking off that scene, dude. I feel like Astor's movies can almost seem kind of boring, but it's like a build-up, and then when they hit you over the head with the sledgehammer, it's just like, oh my God, for a sustained period of time. Like, even the touch of having her cough, she's still crying, and you go under the ground with her. I love that touch. And the one other thing I was going to say is when they were smoking weed under the bleachers, dude,
oh, yeah, he has
know it's bad, dude. When you got to ask one of your friends to hold your hand.
Yeah,
and he's saying the same thing.
I know, I thought... And then I was like, there might be something supernatural here.
Yeah, like, what is happening? But yes, now, Joan lady, that's where I was on my notes, too.
And you think she's just a sweet old lady.
Yeah, she seems nice enough.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
very relatable series of circumstances.
Annie's like, my daughter just died. And Joan's like, my... Was it son and grandson?
Yeah, well, that's how she caught her because she was about to leave, and then she's like, oh, my daughter just died because she thought she was upset over it. Well, at the time we thought that, we'll get to that, but she was like, essentially like, oh, her too, basically, and then right when she's like, I'm out of here, she's like, my son died. Like she found that. This will keep you here. You need somebody to relate to. You're coming here for a reason, ain't you? You're yearning for this. Here's someone who can relate. Mind fuck, dude.
And then they talk, and then I guess she runs into her at a grocery store and tells her about how, she can bring her back kind of by conjuring her spirit. And the whole conjuring scene, Annie does another amazing job at acting. And freaking out whenever the glass moves, which is the relation.
This is one of my bar none favorite female performances in a movie. Colette murders this movie. Dude, I believe every second of everything.
It's one of the best acting from an actress that I've seen, from a woman that I've seen. And that's not me being sexist or anything. It's just me saying, like,
just as a woman, you're just calling it like you see it.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things too where like I get so hung up on Colette's performance that I forget about everybody else. The acting across the board.
Yeah,
is just fucking unreal. How real it all feels, dude. 100%, dude. And the dinner scene, man, which I'm starting to feel like.
Oh, whenever they really get into it.
Yes. I'm starting to feel like that's a theme on the show. Like, all right, guys, now of course we have to talk about the dinner scene.
There's
that's
always
in every
a dinner
movie.
Scene.
Yeah, dude. I mean, oh my God, dude, just how realistic that was. And I mean, dude, everybody's done that. It's like, why aren't you eating your food? Like, I just feel like you want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it. in the air. There's something wrong, isn't there? And her just feeling the tension finally boil over, and you hear what you were suspecting from her. So you had what you thought her brain was thinking. But this was like, that's what's so great about movies like this, is a lot of things they leave unanswered. So when you do get those answers, it's even better because you're not used to getting every answer. So getting the answer here from everything that was in her brain and proving it to be correct was just so fucking great, dude. When she like lost her shit, when she's sitting there just like, and if you could have just admitted, like, which I hate that for you. I hate that that happened to you. But if you could have just admitted you were wrong or said you're sorry, we could find some peace in all this.
Yeah.
It's just fucking great, dude. And it leads me to the next point.
Go ahead, because I'm basically skipped ahead.
Okay. I feel so bad for the dad in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
He's just trying to keep a fucking...
Trying to keep a family from
just a lid on things. A lid on things. You can see it. He's trying so hard, but he represents so well without overacting that he's doing just that. He's trying to keep a lid on things. He's letting things extend. He's, but then like he tries to reel it in, but you can also see without him saying he's just broken. He's been trying to keep up with this shit for too long, even before all this crazy shit happened, and now it's boiled over even more.
What about that one scene? Annie makes like a dollhouse, basically, like little. I don't know what you call it.
I know what you're talking about. They probably do too.
Yeah, makes like little
just dolls,
basically. Yeah,
just little figurines.
And whenever she made the one with the car crash, with the head and everything, and the dad's like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are we doing here?
What do you think he's going to say if he sees it? And she was like, it's from a alternate perspective or something. It's from a different perspective. It's not his side or her side. Just like, she's like lost it then. Making that, that's not a smart idea.
No, dude. And her sleepwalking, the way that came back, dude, that was creepy. Like, have you ever sleptwalked before? Do you know anybody that's ever sleptwalked before?
No.
Like Step Brothers style?
No, never mind, no.
No, you were like, I got somebody.
I thought I knew.
And you were like, that's not the same, dude. And then, of course, like what she said, dude, how she was staying over his bed. She's like, I didn't want you.
Oh,
Like,
I tried to abort you, or I tried to have a miscarriage. I did everything I could.
But it's weird, dude. Even in the dinner scene, like there was elements of just realness. Like, I don't want this for you, and I really don't. Like, I'm so sad this happened to you, but let me hit you with the facts. And here, same thing. It's like, let me hit you with the facts, except this time it came after. It's like, I'm glad it didn't happen, but this is what happened. And of course, you get his cry, which is a lot of people's beef with this movie. They're like, dude, what is with this guy crying? Like,
I didn't like...
It's a little over the top, but at the same time, I get it.
He sounded like a little kid crying instead of like a high schooler who's about to graduate.
Yeah, but here's where I separate that, and this is just me. I feel like high school is a weird time, man. You're pretending to be older than what you really are. I feel like is what high school is. If you look at high schoolers now, I'm like, what do these dudes think?
They're so little.
Yeah, but in general, though, like they ain't no... 6 foot plus.
Dude, they're tiny high school kids.
But what is high school really, though? Think about it. It's ultimately a time where you pretend to be older than you really are. You're in a confused state. You're coming out of being a kid, and you're kind of like, am I adult yet? And you're kind of like, I'm bigger than the world. You talk to older, they think they're older than what they are. So that you still have a lot of kid in you in high school. You really do. You don't want to admit it, and you probably don't see it, because you're forced to kind of like, okay, this is where the tide turns. But if you were coming into high school, he wasn't like, I don't know what he was in high school. Either way, he's in high school, and you have this traumatic of an incident with your parents. I feel like everybody has probably at least one embarrassing story where they're like, damn, I was probably a little too old for that nobody ever hears about. Now imagine if you have a Hereditary type situation going on. I don't necessarily think, you hear people that are like this terrible stories of people that are like 30, 40 years old. Like he cried for his mama before he died. You know, like the horrible stories that we probably shouldn't even bring up. Just terrible shit that's real life. This type of shit happens here. Like the last thing he said was he asked for his mama. It's sad shit. You're telling me just out of middle school, in the middle of just being absolutely petrified that he can't revert back to a kid-like tendency like that? I call bullshit. I think that is a possibility. I really do when you break it down. Initial response, like, he's in high school. Why is he crying like that?
No,
You
I didn't
break
care
it-
that he was crying.
No. I'm more. This ain't just to you. This is. I've heard numerous people like. If there's one thing I'd change. I mean, come on, dude. You're in high school.
No, I don't
I've
understand
heard
the
that.
crying completely.
I've heard that.
It's just that his performance wasn't.
Yeah, but I feel like he was performing like he was trying to perform like a little kid almost.
Yeah.
Because the instances that were going on were so groundbreaking and fucked up. It made him feel like a little kid. Like my parents can't even protect me. This is above my parents. In high school, you still feel like, at least at that time, that's like the last layer of your like, my parents are God. And then you find out like, oh, they're just normal fucking people like me. They've just been putting on this whole facade this whole time. So you can dial it back like that in that moment to be like, even my parents can't protect me?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude. Like, this is deep right here. Like, shit. I'm going to break down. Like, I believe all that, dude.
Okay, what about the whole when Annie brings the family together to do the Conjuring?
You knew this. You already thought it.
This is when it gets wild.
Abundantly clear at this point that this shit ain't gonna go over well at all. Would you do something like this though?
No.
That's the real question. If you,
Is
dude,
that your question
nah.
you wanted to ask me?
There was another one, yes, but would you? I mean, but we gotta think close.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna name out a name because I don't want to put that ill will on anybody. But if you had someone close to you that this happened, dude, I mean, I bet, is it that far off to say that you could be like Annie in this situation? Yeah, obviously not in the moment. The emotions aren't swirling. Makes sense. You would not go ahead and go forth with something like that. You're like, no, never. But when you're emotionally vulnerable and your mind's not all there,
Yeah.
you could easily be like, oh, you can help me with this. And like, oh, even if you're like, that's probably bullshit, but you get that little moment like with Joan before where it's like, oh, hey, like, you know, like, wow, this is real. Like, you could fall for this fucking trap. 100%.
I mean, if a family member passes away, I would obviously
Yeah, you
want to
would
see
seek it
them
out.
again,
Yeah,
but
but you
I don't
wouldn't seek
think
it
I
out.
would try to like conjure them back up. If it was a
No,
dog,
no.
though, if like one of my dogs died,
100%.
100%, because that's like not as scary. Like if you, as a dog, like
Here's the thing, though, but you're approaching it like, would I go forth and try to find that? She had that, like, in her life. It was suggested to her.
No.
That's where it gets iffy. Because if something bad happens to somebody in your life, and there's somebody like, hey, I can bring them back, like, the day after.
yeah,
And you're
I don't
like,
know.
and even her, dude, she wasn't like, yeah, let's do this. She's like, oh, I don't know.
She was skeptical.
Yeah, but then it happened, and then now she's like, okay, I'm on board. Like, you could get tricked in a second with that
Okay.
kind of shit.
So Annie gets them together. They go downstairs to do the conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
The dad and Peter have no idea what's going on. They
Oh
think the
my
mother is
God.
batshit crazy by now.
It's so
But
good.
then it starts happening.
Mom?
And then Charlie's voice comes out of Annie
That
saying,
was
Mom?
amazing.
Mom? Oh my God. How the freaking chills, the acting, the sounds.
Amazing. Dude, even in that moment, man, when fucking Peter's like acting like a bitch again, but he's like, make it stop. Like,
Yeah.
I believe it. I'm like, Jesus.
And then they
I
stop
might do
it.
that at 29 years old.
No, dude, I'd be freaking the fuck
I'm
out.
saying.
I'd be bawling like,
Mom,
fucking-
stop! Mom! Mom! Exactly, dude. But there's motherfuckers that put on like that hard face, like, I mean, dude, he was in high school. He wasn't gonna
No,
get too
dude.
upset. Like, come the fuck on,
No
bro.
one's that tough.
Some people have a
Except for
weird.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's fucking true. I'm gonna smash his beer over my head just for the fact of it, dude. It's insane,
And
dude.
then and then Annie,
Once it picks up,
Annie finds all the weird shit in the attic.
Doormat, dude. That's when she got tipped off. When she went to Jones.
Oh, she went back and
the fucking doormat. She was like, hold on a second.
What is the
bitch.
doormat? I don't remember what.
It was just like a name type thing, and it related. And then she went back home and she dug through the box, and it was the similar doormats. And then she's reading up on this new thing, Payman, the demon.
Yeah.
Gotta make that payment to payment, bitch.
And then she sees Joan in all the pictures with her mom.
Oh, my Lord.
Kind of doing like ritualistic type
what
shit.
Would you do? What would you do in that situation? You're reading about the payment shit after you saw, okay, they're obviously related. Oh, I see the picture.
I don't know.
They're into this payment shit. What do you do in that situation?
I wouldn't look into it. I'd be like, yeah, it's fake. But after the Conjuring stuff happens, and then they start seeing the pictures, then you're like, what the?
You're losing your mind.
What the heck? And
no one believes you as usual. And why would they?
They think you're crazy. I mean, you just lost your daughter, you lost your mom, you're losing your family.
Yeah, lost her in the attic, like you were saying.
Lost. Dude, yeah, and what she finds in the attic, the body. Oh gosh.
Rough, son. Rough.
And then after, like you say, and then it gets worse, and then it gets worse, but
it just keeps building.
It just then the whole
the fucking dad dude is like, Jesus fucking Christ. He thinks it's bullshit. You see her go in the other room and all you hear him is say, Jesus fuck, or something like that. And he comes out and says, it's like, you know him. He's not looking at it like this. He's just like, even though he saw the fire, he like kind of was skeptical. He looked under the table when they were doing the ritual or whatever. So he's even still, even after that, he's still looking under the table like, no, there's something to this. He wants to believe it, but there's still just enough to where he's like, I haven't seen enough. And I'm not crazy. And she's appearing abundantly crazy. So he's like, did you dig up her grave? Did you? Because, of course, he was listening. They were calling him, saying just like, hey, this happened to so-and-so's grave. So he's like, you're the one that did all those fake trips to the movies, which you knew he knew from the jump, dude.
Annie is like, we need to burn this book or Peter's going to die. So she tries to burn it.
I got to go back 1 second.
Okay.
The classroom scene. With Peter.
He freaks the fuck out.
We can't skip over that.
Wow.
Son, that shit fucked me up.
Dude,
can you imagine being in class? The acting on that scene was like, is this real fucking life? Like, Peter, are you okay? And he's just fucking like and he looks
his lips all curled up.
Yeah, it's like that's what's holding him up. Like he's on a fucking fishing hook or something, dude. Just what is it? Damn, I can't do it. I normally can. I'm not on the spot though.
But he looks in the mirror,
you know,
and his reflection is smiling at him.
Oh, dude, and it was going down.
And
right
then he just
there.
Freaks out and just slams his head on the desk, breaks his nose, and falls down, and then starts screaming like no other.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
That little everybody else was like, ooh. There was like a little black kid in front of him though that was like, come on,
I'd be
bro.
freaking out if someone did that.
Yeah, I just loved how that little black kid though was like, everybody else was like, Jesus, and he was just like, fucking white boy. Like he had that look on his face. That shit had me rolling, dude.
Okay, yeah, and the mom says she needs to burn this sacred book.
How could you believe your wife in that moment? I get it.
Or her son's gonna die.
He almost ran
she's
the red
like,
light.
Here,
that too.
Here, you burn it because it caught me on fire. And then he says he's not going to do it, and that he's going to call she needs to be admitted to the hospital.
The exterminator.
And then she throws the book in the fire, and the dad catches on fire.
Shit, son.
And he dies.
That shit was
and then it gets more crazy.
There's more. But wait, there's more.
The Peter in his room, in his bed.
Oh, my God.
This was one of the scariest scenes. Dude, the mom is showing Peter he's asleep, and then he gets up and stuff, and then in the background it blends in so well. Is the mom just up on the wall, like in the corner, just like freaking? I don't even know how she.
That's the type of shit like you be thinking about. Like you ever wake up in the middle of the night randomly at 3 a.m. You're like, no demons, I can't see any. I'm going back to sleep. Yeah. But you're waiting for that one time. Like if you were Peter in that situation, you're like, no demons. oh, like
Dude.
that was
I would
his
literally
moment.
die if I saw that.
On
Instantly.
the spot, heart attack, done.
Dude, dead.
Yeah.
That is one of the scariest. And then he goes downstairs.
And the way she crawls away.
Yeah, and then
she goes like.
And then she's
takes
back
off.
up on the wall
Again.
up on the ceiling and the wall in the corner.
I'll never forget seeing that, dude. I
No.
will never forget it. The first time, get this, I don't know if I was watching what TV I watched it on. It was like really like a darker TV.
Mhm.
I didn't even know his mom was in the room with him. So when I watched
Yeah.
it again, I was
Yeah.
like, she was even there that time.
Yeah.
I saw it on the wall for the first time the second
In the
time.
living room.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my, like it's one of those things. I say this all the time. Even though you're not watching with anybody, you start talking about it. Like when a scene really gets you, you're like talking about it like, you know, like somebody's with you. You're like, that bitch is right. Are you seeing this? And I'm like, I'm the only one seeing this, but I'm talking about it like someone else is seeing it. Like that, I don't get scared easy. Horror's my genre. That shit had me on fucking edge, dude. Edge.
I don't get scared in horror movies. I was watching this at like 4 p.m. Sun was still
flip
out.
the light on.
I was watching it on the 85-inch alone in the living room. And the last 20 minutes of this movie, I couldn't take. I literally thought, you know, fuck this ranking, fuck this review. I'm not going to do it. I almost turned it off. I was like, no, I got to finish it. It's some freakiest, most unsettling ending I've probably ever seen.
That's
and
what I like to
almost
hear.
turned it off. It was...
And Peter, dude, seeing his dad burnt to a crisp on the
Yeah.
floor. Can you imagine?
While the mom is up in the corner watching everything.
Oh my God.
That's
Let's
all.
not-
I don't even know.
Let's not even talk
the
about
rest.
the creepy naked dude.
Yeah.
He turns around and the dude's just like
just standing
in
there
the
like a
corner with
ghost,
the
just standing
smile. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? And then let's not even talk about it, dude. Let's not, okay, we got to talk about it. Out of nowhere after he sees that, it's just like shit. You have your shit meter going like crazy. Yeah. It's going like this. And I know where he sees a naked dude and he looks back. And then out of nowhere, you see behind him, the mom's gone. And then right when you realize that, she comes sprinting out of the darkness.
That's like the only jump scare, but it's not really.
But it makes you jump.
It's so fucking scary, dude.
Fucking come chasing him up. I mean, she's hauling ass.
Yeah,
dude.
they running up the stairs and she's like right on his tail.
Yeah,
like when you were a little kid and you had to run up the stairs and turn the lights off in the basement.
Yeah,
you had to run up the stairs.
You feel
real
that
quick.
on the back of your neck, like it's right there.
Dude, I don't like this fucking movie, dude. For real.
There's no like Freddy, Michael, Jason where they're just kind of keeping up like this. This bitch is going. She's faster than Forrest Gump,
dude,
bro.
The scene, he goes up in the attic and he shuts the door and he hears the mom just boom, 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 boom.
That's
boom.
what I was gonna say.
And then
next.
it shows the mom and she's just slamming her fucking head on the.
Oh my God!
On the
dude, when
the
she's
attic
like,
door.
Do.
Yeah.
Like that attic door right there.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck, it's the same
music,
attic.
The scene.
I have an attic door in the
boom,
podcast room. Because you're wondering what's making all that noise. When it shows it, dude, she's just, and she's not going boom, boom, boom. She's like, like she's like machine gunning
she
it.
was just like fucking
No,
banging
she's
on it.
fucking
She's hitting her head.
smack-
She's like on the ground just fucking hitting
Like,
her head
like
on
if
it.
she survived this, she's going to need plastic surgery because her fucking face is
And then
gone.
Peter sees everything in the attic.
Oh my God.
And then he looks up and then he sees his mom.
Wait, here's the go. Here's the.
Yeah, here's the what? I guess it's like a little
like fishing wire, like
fishing wire or something. Hard wire or something.
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
just fucking.
She's just like
sawing away.
levitating and just cutting her head off in front of him. And then,
like, what in the in the way she's just like, almost like a sprinkler, dude. When it turns, it goes like, and sawing the fuck out of her neck.
and then
dude.
he gets out of there and he goes up into the tree house where Charlie would sleep, because she's weird because it's freezing outside.
And the shot, dude, of the mother, the headless corpse, how it's just like,
yeah.
it's just slowly going away, and then it doesn't go up the steps. It just floats, headless, and just kind of goes right up in there. You know. Yeah, go ahead.
So good. Yeah. And then he sees like the ritual happening, and then he understands that he is now basically possessed and the new Payman. He's which is the one of the, what do they say, one of the 7 leaders of hell or some shit like that. What a fucking movie.
Yeah, and here's the real question. Is there any confusion with the ending here? I was planning on asking everybody to get their point of views. I feel like after so many watches, I pretty much have it figured out. Do you have any idea of exactly what happened other than Payman?
No, I mean, what are you thinking?
Charlie, bro. Charlie was Payman all the fucking long.
That's what I thought. And then it
100%. And here's the thing. There's a lot of people that I hear say, like, okay, so, the grandma, or, well, the mom, but the grandma to Charlie, she was ritualistic like the other people. But they're like, if that's the case, why didn't they just put Payman straight into the host?
It had to be a male body.
Yeah, it had to be a male body.
So
for him to be fully unlocked.
She went through Payman, or she went through Charlie, and then went through the dad, and then went through the mom to get to...
Well, no, actually. It's just...
No, I'm completely wrong.
It's just Charlie, dude. And the reason why it's Charlie...
It felt like they all got...
No. They are all... I mean, obviously the mom isn't... There's something else going there. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you're putting me onto something. But the source of the reason is, like, people be like, well, why didn't the grandma put Payman and Peter? And the reason why, it said in those books, it had to be someone vulnerable. Who's more vulnerable? She didn't have Peter like that. The perfect way of putting this is the mom, Toni Collette's character, Annie. What'd she say? She sunk her teeth into
Charlie. Exactly.
And Charlie, who's more vulnerable than a baby?
2 babies.
Exactly. So essentially, she could pass Payman into Charlie. Charlie was never really Charlie. Maybe there was bits and pieces of her in her because she wasn't fully Payman, because Payman's not completely unlocked until he is in male form. But she essentially had to bide her time by the grandma had to put Payman into Charlie to where she got close enough to where she could put it into Peter. And of course she died, earlier.
Died.
Yeah, but she died before she got the chance to do that. But chances are the cult, before she died, was like, hey, like, this still needs to be done. And even if, like, the thing is, the cult is sitting there like, if anything, they felt more pressure to get that Payman demon into Peter because they had to do it in her name.
Yeah.
And that was the crossover. And the shot of fucking Charlie, dude, on the Payman body, like her dead head, just chilling like that, holding the fucking whatever the fuck that is.
I don't even know.
A walking stick, but not a walking stick. I think Jafar from Aladdin has one. I had to bring that into it, but it is that's a bad motherfucker right there, son.
What is your rating?
Rating.
Rating?
It's rating, right? It's rating. I'm giving this a 9.2 out of 10. This is one of my all-timers.
Is it?
Yes, in the horror genre. I feel like you got to specify that. But this is one of those movies, it swept me off my feet. Ari Aster is easily one of my favorite directors. It's not even close. I get so hyped for anything he's done. And he's only done the 2 movies. And we'll talk about Midsommar at some point.
I hope not. No, okay.
Yeah.
Josh, he had to leave. His ranking is a 6.5. It's just, he says it's a scary movie. It's just not for him,
Yeah, he respected the quality of the movie,
Yeah.
but it wasn't his thing.
I gave it a low 7.2, which is a decent rating for me.
See, when I hear you talk about it, though, I'm like, damn, dog, he's going to give it a 9.
I know, but, dude, it's not my type of horror. It's just, it's a different, it don't make you feel scared. It just makes you feel uneasy.
It works.
And freaked out.
That's good. For me, that's a winner. That's like,
no,
damn, you even said to yourself, you were like, damn, dude, like this don't happen often.
No, that
and I don't get scared, but the fact that he can scare you, you should relish in that, man.
No, Ari
That's the way I
Aster,
look at it.
his 2 films, Midsommar and Hereditary, both I'm not a fan of. I'll say it.
I'm a big fan.
Brandon loves them. They're just not for me, but I'm not saying they're bad. They are great. But it's a different type of horror. And if you haven't seen them, watch them. Give them a chance. They are just
there is
off the
to
wall craziness.
100%. There is something to it. You can't really quantify it. It seems like most people think they're like, Jesus Christ, Ari Aster is that dude. Then you get the random person that rolls in. It's like, it was all right. And then you get the other 2 people that roll in. It's like, it is a pile of dog shit. Like, Ari Aster is a very polarizing director.
Are you okay?
I caught it. But
you got
he's great to me.
Movie of the week. We doing that?
I suppose so.
Yeah, we'll do it real quick.
Tropic Thunder. And this wasn't even my fucking movie. I don't know whose this was. You know what? Fuck Rodney. He's not even here. I'm going to do JCVD, son. Watch that motherfucking movie. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's almost like a biography kind of, but it really comes out, at random. That he just kind of is acting out his life, but in the middle of a fictional situation. It's a great fucking movie. Watch it. And I'll even give you a second movie of the week. I think everybody's seen Tropic Thunder.
Dude, it's so funny.
It's great. But watch JCVD.
Watch them both.
Do it.
Watch Hereditary
Watch them both. I just didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, I already last week was like, man, I kind of like to do something more original that people haven't seen. And then when it wasn't mine, I was like, man, fuck this in the moment. But Tropic Thunder is a good movie. Make no fucking mistake. I think I quoted it last episode.
Everybody. On Instagram, follow us at Official Box Office Banter on Instagram. We post clips, and then I'll post a link to the podcast when it comes out. You can go, which will take you to Facebook to watch it. You can watch it on Facebook in our Facebook group, Box Office Banter Movies.
There you go,
Movies
son.
Is all cap, 2 O's in there.
2 O's, son.
Invite your friends. It's a fun group. We're growing like crazy, and it's a lot of fun.
We're trying.
We're very interactive in that group. Everybody is, and not one douchebag's in the group.
Not so far. We're keeping it good.
YouTube, we post top 5s, we post random clips, we post behind the scenes. Every video that we make goes on our YouTube. It's at Box Office Banner. Subscribe. We're up to 33. We're trying to get to 33 million. We're going to get there one day.
Soon, sir. Soon.
Spotify. We're on Spotify now, so you can listen on your way to work. You can listen at work. You can listen on your way home. You can listen whenever at Official Box Office Banner. Follow us there for every podcast and every Monday Mayhem. We appreciate it, all y'all.
You're killing it, bro.
We love you all. I guess that's it.
We do love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys so much.
In a sensual way. That's why I took that shower video for y'all the other day. I just hit the red button, dog. Hit the red button.